Hi, guys. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for being here with me. Um, so, today we are going to be, I just need to get, there we are. Okay. So I just need to get my items so I can show you. I look I look like a real person instead of like my usual like swamp witch, because I had some other things that I had to film. Um, but Hi Denise. So I will be you're only going to see me down in the bottom anyway, but I look like a regular person today. So we're using some stuff from the new Pretty Pink Posh release. I have done just a smidge of oh, thank you, Susan, of prep work. So I have done a little bit of die cutting here. I have a little bit more that I have to do. And I'm going to put me down in the corner here. You know how we do. There I am. Hello. Um, so that you guys can see what we're doing. This is off center and that will bother me. I don't know if it'll bother you guys or not. Hi, Dawn. So I did this card. I did this video earlier in the week. And originally, my game plan was that I was going to do the little ladybugs across the shaker. And I thought that would have been really adorable. But my child decided to get up. To get up in the middle of the night. And so the ladybugs went by the wayside. So instead, I'm going to use them today for a little bit of a different shaker. So here are the lovely ladybugs. They are the stamps and they're coordinating dies. And then I'm also going to be using the Valentine's Banner Greetings and the Banner Greetings 2. This also coordinates with she has some Christmas ones as well, Christmas greetings. Then I pulled out, because I'm not married to which one I want to do yet. I was trying to do like just a simple kind of shaker because I'm not sure how my child is going to receive this card. And so I have the notch squares and the notch rectangles, and that's just going to give us a really large window. And then here's the idea that I had. So I pulled these out. This is the floral wreath builder and the winter foliage. And you can see some of the dies are missing. And that is because I was busy die cutting them. And so I don't have any stencils that have the leaves on them. So I was like, I would love to like do a little stenciled leaf background, and then our window would maybe look like we were looking down into the like down into the ground, and would have the little ladybugs crawling around like on the leaves. But I don't have any of those stencils. So I was like, well, how can I mimic that look? And so I'm going to get some added interest from the depth of the dimension. Hi, Paulina. Thanks for so much for stopping by. So I thought that I would get the extra dimension from the leaves and then have the like the ladybugs crawling all over the leaves, and then it would still give me the look of the stencils. If I had the stencils, I would use them. So I will link them in case you would prefer to do stencils. But this is another way to get like an embossed look or an interesting look that you can do without having to have an embossing folder. And it's just adds some little extra interest to our shaker. So I need more of these leaves. So I've cut these out. I'm going to scoot this over so you can see what I'm doing here. So like I said, I did a little pre-prepping. I cut some of the leaves. They're all out of white. And then so I'm going to cut some more because I'm not sure how much I'm going to need to cover the whole expanse of the card. So this is my little die cutting cheat. I do this all the time. Instead of just taping my dies to my paper, I tape them to each other when I'm going to stamp multiples. So then that way I can just pull them off as one piece and then put them down as one piece. And I don't have to mess around with laying down each individual die, because if you watch my channel, you know how I feel about the finicky bits. Denise, you're so kind. I'm glad that you enjoy the lives. I enjoy doing the lives with you guys. So let me get, oh, look, see, do you see this? It's laying on top of the tape, which is not really a huge deal, but I want to reuse that tape because I'm cheap. No. So I am going to run this through my die cutting machine. You know, this thing lived on the ground, so I got to snatch it up off the floor. Because when I'm not filming it, I'm just doing it right on the floor. We are not fancy around here. I tried that the other day and it worked really well, so much easier. I'm glad, Susan. I'm glad that that worked for you. All right. So I've got my little sandwich here. I'm using the Spellbinders Platinum 6, and then I have the universal plates, which is super helpful because then it tells you exactly what your little sandwiches should be. I use and abuse mine. Okay. So I like to roll mine through twice. Oh, look there. Can you see it? There's like a little pearl right here. Do you know why? Probably from my little jelly bean. Just getting into stuff. You know how she is. It's not that you're cheap. It's life's too spendy. Life is pretty spendy. Jennifer, that's for sure. All right. So I think this should be enough leaves. Because you know I don't like to have to come back and do them again if I don't have to. So I try to make sure I have extras. But I feel like that should be enough to cover that window opening. She is a very good little helper. She was just thrilled with herself the other day because she folded up all of her blankets in her room by herself. And it was very adorable. It was very adorable. Okay, so we're going to start with the background, and then we'll go into our stamping and our coloring. So I have, this is just my normal Nina. Hi, Julie. And so I'm going to see, I like both of these. I feel like this, let's see how the banner fits on them, because that may make the decision for me. Not sure how you die cut on the floor. I don't sit on the floor. I bend over onto my chair and do the die cutting. All right, so that is just a little bit wider, and then this one would sit. I think I like the rectangle with the little banner. I think we're going to do the rectangle. Oh, good. You spent time with your grandbaby. That's so fun. All right. So I know how much I have to cover because, you know, work smarter, not harder, and all that jazz. I am going to lay this down. I'm going to start with the biggest one because I think that will be, yeah, that's going to give us a really nice window. And then I have, this was left over from the card, from the video we did the other day. And so then the banner would sit like down here. And I think that'll be good. I do think that'll be good. So I'm just going to very lightly trace this, if I can even find a pencil. Because my children, you know, with Christmas break and stuff, my kids have been in here doing things. And do I even have a regular pencil. They might both have been, I had 2 in here at least, but they might have been taken downstairs for other purposes. And you know what's wild? I buy pencils. I buy pencils every time we do back to school. I buy a pack of pencils for myself, and here we are. They're already gone. So because I'm not gonna be able to erase it. I'm gonna use this green pencil because we're doing a green background. And we have to adapt and overcome. We have to adapt and overcome our struggles. All right. So I think that's about even. I'm going to move it up just a little bit because I'm going to have that banner at the bottom. So I'm going to more center it along these 3 sides, and then I'll have the banner at the bottom. And then I'm going to trace the outside edge. Oh, look, it already broke. Perfect. Let me just dump that into my little trash thing over there. Okay. So I'm just going to trace this. And what this is going to do is it's going to give us our guideline so we know that the background is completely filled in with the leaves. Okay. So now we're just going to start kind of laying these guys out. And I'm not going for any specific like pattern. I'm literally just trying to fill the space. You do want to let them overhang that edge because then it's going to give the illusion that they're going to continue on. At my house, it's the kitten who steals the pens and pencils. Oh, that's so funny. All right. So let's do one maybe towards. We're just trying to mix it up, make it interesting. Then we have that one. Let's put some more of these little guys in here because they're different, right? This one still has its little piece in there. Okay. Well, I appreciate that you still come to watch them. I want you to learn, and I want you to be the best that you can be wherever you're at on your art journey, even if that means that you don't come watch me anymore. I would accept that. All right, so there's this gap here. I don't love that. So I'm going to stick another leaf in there and see if I can find a different way to finagle it. I turn this up maybe. This guy goes over. And then can I fit my guy in here? Yeah, that looks like that'll work. Okay, question. Couldn't you cut a bunch and use the negative space on top of the card, lay the leaves down like how you would, and use press and seal on top? Yes, you could. You absolutely could do that. Another way you could do it is you could also use, what did we just do with that piece of paper that we had all of the die cutting on? I swear to you, I would lose my head if it was not attached to my body. Anyway, you could use the negative. You could also use the negative to create a stencil, but then you would have to lay it out however you wanted it to go. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. And any of them, like whatever's easiest for you, I would absolutely encourage you to do that. I am going to move this one because I want to use this one, and then that one, this one. And we're almost done. Just making sure that everything is filled up. I'm going to scoop this down a little. And then even at this point, I'm just going to stick this over here because it's a little bit empty. But I think that's good. And then we have all these little extra guys. So at this point, you could still tape it down, pick it up with the press and seal. And hi, Kay, I'm glad you made it too. So that way you could, pick them up and then glue them down as well. That would also be a way to make that work. I am going to take these little guys and put them back in my little container to use for something else. Okay. And then I'm going to glue them first. I think I can glue them down and then ink blend over top of them, and that will still work. I think it'll work. We're going to try it. It's a little bit, we need to experiment a little bit sometimes, and that's fine. All right. If I was a pair of tweezers, there we go. So I'm just going to glue them down. Since I do intend to ink blend over them, I want to make sure that I'm getting glue, especially all around the edges. And then, oh, that is a little, let me see if I have another little guy I can just stick right in there. Yeah, I do. Are we talking about shipping? My sister, we did those mystery boxes, and we had to raise the price because the shipping's gone up. And the last time we did them, the shipping was like $11 or something. And then now it's up to like $22. She was shocked. She was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's like doubled in price since the last time we did this. And I was like, I know. So, hi, Sharon. So I can only imagine shipping other things. I'm sure it's all gone up. I can't speak on mailing cards because you know that I don't do that. I don't do that. My wonderful husband or my wonderful sister will mail something if I need it mailed. But if you are relying on me to mail it, you ain't never going to get it. It's not coming. Okay. Hi, Cynthia. I like these all have like the little stitch detail. I think that's so fun. But I also love that they're all different. Like, I think it's going to add a lot of interest. Are you? You are down, but you're not really down. You need to be down, sir. Okay. Especially with like these little thin bits, those are really easy to like pull up when you're ink blending. So we want to make sure that's really down there. And then I do think that like the adhesive will act as a resist. So it's kind of a little bit of a balance of making sure that we don't put down too much adhesive because we don't want it like leaking out of the sides, but we definitely want it enough that we're not going to pull it up. Does anyone have a place or Facebook group you sell your cards in? I know that Kelly doesn't do that, but I'm looking to offload some cards and just wondering if anyone has found a group that allows that. I do not know where you would sell them. I did try selling them in a store once. That was not really worth my efforts. I honestly, I had a guy that I used to work with that, I just give them to him. I give them to him and he uses them. Those are like the cards that him and his family use for all of their things. And they go through and sort them and put them on card backs because like when I make mine, I just make the card front because unless I'm going to use them, it's a waste of cardstock. So like this isn't attached to a card. It's just a front. And then when I use them, or when somebody more than likely, when somebody else in my family or friend needs a card to use, then I will put them on backs. Oh, that's fun. A little roadside stand. That's cute. When my mom was in the hospital, she did get a card when she was in there. And I was like, oh my gosh, brilliant. Like I could absolutely give some cards. Um, but I did do some research into it and I could not find for the life of me where they donate the cards. Like where do the cards get donated? Um, and then honestly, I never went back after she passed. I never went back and looked. I obviously had other things that were taking up my time. So I should go back and look again and see if I can figure it out. Yeah, when I was selling mine in the store, I had to rent space to sell them, and I just was not selling enough to I mean, really even cover the cost of the rent. So, alrighty. Now, normally I as far as color goes, I am red and green only for Christmas. However, I do know that red and green are complementary colors, which means they work really nicely together. And so, Dawn Woolslagel and I, who's my crafty BFF, this also is a little empty. I'm gonna try to find one to stick in there as well. Um, she and I have a back and forth debate about red and green, and she says that it's good for summer as well. So I am gonna red and green today. I'll have to send her a picture of it after I'm done. Okay. All right, we're just gonna stick that in there. I have a Facebook page that isn't really working much. Yeah, my Facebook page isn't as active as other aspects. So, okay. So now we have that. And also, by the way, if you just want like subtle interest, you could leave this white on white. You could do that. When are you and Dawn going to do the late night live? We Crafters After Dark. We do still have intentions of doing it. Dawn is still recovering from her last surgery. So we have talked about doing it this year. We just don't have a like a firm date for that yet. Yeah, that's not for the daylight time. Oh, well, good. I'm glad my Facebook reminded you today to come here. All right. So now that we have that down, I am. What am I? I think I'm going to do some bright greens because I want it to be like springy and summery. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I just got to pluck my ink blenders. Yeah, she had a little bit of complications with this surgery, with just like a lot of nausea afterward, but she has been doing really, really well. So we're very grateful for that. All right, so I'm just, as we talked about before with our experimenting, I'm just going to go in right over top of this. See, it is, oh, God bless you. And I think it'll work. I think it's going to work. All these different leaves with all this fun detail. I do also love Twisted Citron. I am a big fan. But I love like a neon green, which is which is basically what this is, with like a hot pink or a navy blue. I'm here for it. Yeah, Dawn has been really fantastic. Her ability to keep like a positive attitude and everything with the diagnosis and the surgeries and the ileostomy and all of it, I am in awe of her. Okay. And you guys know me. I'm totally gonna do I'm totally gonna do a little halo so that we're focused in on the center here, which is where I want to draw the eye. So that means we're gonna do darker around the edges. Which one are you? This one. Okay. I really need to invest in some of those big brushes. We'll save up and wait for a big sale. I do like the bigger brushes. Woo! Because they put down a lot of color, which I appreciate because I like bold. I like bold color for the most part. So I'm definitely, I like when I don't have to work as hard for it. All right. Okay. You hear my desk moving as I'm ink blending? I'm like, apparently, I'm really giving it all I got here. Okay. And then you guys know when it comes to ink blending, we got to do it twice. So we have a nice blend. Because right now it just looks kind of crazy. But when we go back through, it'll blend everything out really nicely together. And then you can do like as much or as little to these as you would like. So you can just leave them ink blended and just like tone on tone. You can go in and add a little bit of a shadow to help lift them up. You can go in and add more coloring to give them more dimension. Like there's a lot of things that that's fun, Jennifer. To kind of lift these up. I will probably do some like ink spatters or something just because I like to add the shine. Not spatters are not for tell me if you're team spatters or not. I want to know. Because there are some people who are like, no, I don't want no spatters. It just looks messy. And I am like, I love spatters. I put it on everything. Like left to my own devices, I will put it on everything. Okay. So I am going to we're looking for a kitty cat. Team Extra Splatter. Yeah, I think it's fun. All right. So I am going to do paintbrush. We just did watercolor yesterday. There it is. Okay. So I am going to Here Forever. Okay, so most of you all are team splatters. All right, so I'm going to do some clean water because, you know, this is distressing, so it'll bleach it out a little bit. And then I'm going to use this extra ink that's down here and do some green splatters. This little guy might be too little for the amount of splatters I'm looking for. He's like a fine amount of splatters. Let's upgrade to a 2 and see. Better. Okay. I don't really have any like dark ones. Let me get There are splatter stamps on the market, which are great. Need more liquid. Okay. So that's that. And then, of course, where did I put it? Here it is. The Perfect Pearls. So this already has Perfect Pearls in the tray. If you are not familiar, it's just a powder. And you scoop it in there and add a little bit of water. It binds with water and it's pearlescent. This one is the color Perfect Pearls, but they also have other colors that you can use. Maybe I do have a pearl green. When you first pick up your brush, you're going to have the biggest splatters. See how big these are? If you want them to be finer, just keep tapping off the paper. And then once you get it to the size that you want, take it to your project. Let's see. Do I have a green? I think I do. I think I have I think it's called Forever Green. What do I have here? Forever Green and Zinnia. Zinnia's got like a bluish, where Forever Green is like a true green. Let's try this one. So this is like a green. You're sporting an Elsa vibe? I'm sporting an Elsa vibe. I'm going to take that as a compliment. All right, so now I need to add some water to this. I think we'll probably need a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe I just got to keep working with it. Okay. There we go. And that'll be a different kind of shimmer than the pearlescent. I do think it needs just a smidge more water. There we go. Yeah, if you're doing and you feel like your pigment is not coming off your brush, typically you need to add just a little bit more water. Hi, Roberta. I'm so glad you made it. All right. So there's that one. I'm going to clean this up. And then we will see, look at all the shimmers, how they catch the light. Super pretty. I think it's going to make a very interesting background. And you can see the difference between the green perfect pearls and the perfect pearls. I do have more. I have videos on perfect pearls. If that's something that you're like, hey, I have some, but I don't know how to use them, or something that you're interested in getting into, I do have videos on those as well. All right. So I'm snapping those up. This is coffee crafts and chats. So I'm going to get a little sip. And now I'm going to set this up for my die cut. And remember, we centered it on the top because we're going to have the banner at the bottom. And I need more stickers because my dear sweet child takes them and runs off with them. So I'm going to tape that here and tape that here. And I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to grab our little ladybugs so that we can stamp those. So oh, you guys are going to laugh. This is like Mom of the Year moment that I'm having right now. So remember how I told you that I was like, oh, I'm going to maybe, if this works out, I'll be able to give it to my kid. Hi, Susan. You have coffee. I have moved on to Dr. Pepper. My mom, her drink of choice was Diet Dr. Pepper, and she had that stuff stocked for days and days. So anyway, the thing I just realized that makes me Mom of the Year, that's sarcasm, by the way, in case you can't tell. So I was like, oh, we'll see how this comes out and maybe my child will like it. I'm using the little ladybugs, and I was doing the green in the background because I was like, well, maybe that'll make it like a little bit more masculine. So it's not, that kind of Valentine's card. Guys, my kid is colorblind. More importantly, my kid is red-green colorblind, which means he cannot see the colors red or green. So when I give him this card, it would appear to be all the same color. So I guess I'll have to use this for something else. I'll have to use this for something else, and I'll have to make him a different card. Oh man. Yeah. Oh Lord. Okay. So I've got this. This is my regular Nina. And I'm going to stamp all of the ladybugs. Okay. And actually, I'm going to, because I'm going to need a couple of different ladybugs. So I'm going to move this up here at the 1 inch mark. That's bigger than an inch. So let's go here. Okay. So I'm going to do these. Cute little ladybugs. Will they all fit? I don't know. He will still appreciate the card and the love behind it. Probably not. He's 12, Susan. Maybe once he gets older. Have you thought about getting those color glasses that colorblind people see colors? So, Roberta, we actually got those for my dad because he is red-green colorblind. That's kind of how that works. It's a trait that's carried by the mother. So I was going to scoot this up, but that's not going to work. So any boys that I would have had would be colorblind. And then my son's children, should he choose to have them, will not be. But should my jelly bean, my daughter, choose to have children and she has a boy, he will be colorblind. So we did get the glasses for my dad, and he actually said that because there's varying degrees of colorblindness, and you want to be stamping in a black ink that is safe for alcohol markers. He said it didn't make that much of a difference for his. And so like they can pick out red, green, things like that when they are completely segregated. So like if you put down a red, orange, yellow, blue, green, like he would be able to tell which one was which. But if you put down a red, violet, a violet, a blue, violet, he cannot just tell the shades. He gets very confused when it comes to that. And there's actually been a couple of times where like it's been something that even I have like not. Oh, hi. Speaking of my child.
Where is the form for my field trip?
You didn't give it to me.
I thought you grabbed it. Okay.
I did not. Do you need me to sign it?
No, Dad'll just sign it. It's in my backpack.
Okay. I love you. Speaking of my child, so anyway, there's been times where he, like we had a thing where he was doing like fruit punch, like the kind you pour into the water bottle. And so he did it, and then it like leaked onto the table and stained the table. And so I was like, hey, you have to clean, you got to clean this up. And so we came in and he was like, cleaned it up and then went into the other room. And when I came back in the kitchen, I was like, it's still on, like it's still on there. And he was like, no, it's not. And like we went back and forth before I realized that because it was such a pale red on a brown table, he literally couldn't see it. So yeah, that was on me. That was on me, not on him. All right. So I'm not sure how many ladybugs that we are going to need. I am going to, what do I have here? 3, 5. These are 10. That 10 ladybugs should be enough. I could see it being frustrating for science and biology. Yeah, so we always have to make sure that we tell his teachers, and now that he's old enough, like he is the one who typically tells them. But actually in 5th grade, it was super cool because he was, explaining to them like how he's colorblind and how things look different to him. And so his science teacher actually had him put together like a whole little slideshow to explain to the rest of his class like what the world looks like to him and the different ways that color blindness works and the different types that you can have. And so he actually enjoyed being able to like educate people on how it is different for him than it is for other people. But even when he was like little, we still had to, because even when you're in like, kindergarten or 1st grade, they'll be like, color your heart red or color your whatever green. And you're like, well, he can't see them. And in fact, we have, which I personally love because it is, it's his, it's unique. Hi, Linda. And so he has he did a self-portrait for art and drew himself in an Ohio State jersey because we are from Ohio. And he colored it green because he couldn't tell the difference between the green and the red. So I proudly have it hanging in our house. Like I said, his is unique. So I like very much that it is representative of him. Okay. So what do you guys want to do? You want to do Copics or you want to do Olos? What are we feeling like? I'm gonna get a sip while I wait to see what direction we're going. Okay. 59. I'm gonna start pulling. Oh, we got a couple of Olos. All right. You guys are surprising me. I like that. Let me pull out my. This is all for class. That's the old Olo one. Let me see. This is Copics. This is class materials. This is Olos. Okay. So these hex charts are sold by Sandy Allnock. If you have Olos or Copics, I highly recommend them. It is a very, very, very cheap investment, and it makes it so much easier to look and see what you have when you're trying to fill holes. Like, for example, if I had known and I had this chart when I bought the R29, I would never have bought an RV29 because they're basically the same color. Okay. So, Olos. We're going to do, we got red. So right away, I'm drawn to this one, this 1.5. Shall I zoom in for you? I can zoom in. Okay. Oh, look, your little kitty cat came out. That's so nice. Okay, so this right here is like the truest red to me. So that is the one that I'm immediately drawn to. So that's the one I'm going to pull first. And I have the half markers. That's what the little white line you see is. That's what they're connected to. So like this one, the R1.5 is connected to the RV 0.6. So that way when I'm looking on my tower, I can look and see for either one of them. So, and then I'm going to do my darkest as the 0.6, which is connected to a 2.6, OR 2.6 or an R 0.6. Okay. And then I don't really have a choice. I prefer like a blue red, but I don't really have a choice with the Olos because they don't have as many options yet. I already have ordered the new colors and I just haven't gotten them yet. And so I'm going to go with the 0.5 and the 0.3 because I do like to work with 4 colors typically. All right, 0.5, 0.3, and you are connected to the 1.5, and that one might be over here. I have like a little section of ones that I pulled for something else. There we go. Okay. And so now, let me look. I bet you these greens will be the exact greens I'm looking for. 1.7. a 1.8. What are you connected to? The 8.7. I'm holding the 8.7 in my hand. So, all right. So the 1.8, the 1.7, and then I'm going to jump over here to this YG 1.6 and a 1.4 if I can find it. What are you connected to? You're connected to a 5.3. Okay. I just dropped my background. Okay. All right. So those are the greens. And then, so Olos have a couple of different grays families. I'm going to scoot this over so you can see because they're all down here. So these are the cool grays. These are the warm grays. Then they also have red grays, and they also have 3 different kinds of blacks. So they have a blue black, a regular black, and a red black. So there's a couple of different options here. To me, I love a cool gray. That's my preferred, and a true black. So I am going to go with the true black. I'm going to back this up so you can see the markers until we get into the coloring. And then a C7 and a C5, and I'm looking for a C9. There we go. Right there. Do you have a lot of Olos? Lori, I have all of the Olos that are available now. I have all of them. That's this here. And then I have the new ones that were supposed to come out in December on order. I just haven't gotten them yet. Okay. So that's really, I think, all. Oh, no, because we have the white spots. So we're going to need to shade the white spots. So we got to go full cool gray. I'll need a C1 and a C3 as well. Okay. And then I think that should be it, right? Yeah. Okay. So we color lightest to darkest. And so I am going to start by shading in my white dots. I'm going to zoom us back in. I'm going to go the wrong way. I'm going to zoom us back in. Oh, Debbie, you're checking your supplies for color theory. I'm so glad. I'm super excited about that class. We're having a really good turnout, and I think it's going to be really helpful to a lot of people. Okay. So C1, C3, C5. I am going to shade all of these, I think, as a center highlight, just to keep it nice and simple. So what that means is we're going to have shading on the outside and then the highlight in the center. So each one of my little dots here, I'm just going to do, sorry, let me show you the C5. And we're 2 weeks away from class. So that's exciting. These little ones, we're just going to do very little teeny tiny dots. Not even a full swipe. If you get heavy-handed, don't worry. We have tricks for fixing that as well. Oh, thank you, Melanie. That's so nice. The last time I got my hair cut, I got myself cut in bangs, and then I have lamented them every single time that I have had to do my hair. Like, what was I thinking? I have naturally curly hair. Why would I cut myself bangs? Well, I didn't cut them myself because I'm not that crazy. One time I let my sister cut them right before picture day, and then I had to take my picture like this. So I wish I hadn't missed signing up for your class. Oh, Aggie, it's still open. And even after class, it will be, because most of the content is pre-recorded. The only part that's not is the live streams, and the live streams will also be recorded, and then they will, oh, look, I forgot those. And then they'll be available. So basically, I mean, you can really watch it anytime you would like to. And then we have a Facebook group where we can kind of engage and ask questions, share our stuff with other people. I think it'll be good. Okay. Onto the C1. I just got my metallic ink pads. Ooh, I'm so jealous. Denise. Metallic ink pads. You know I'm here for anything shiny. Which ones did you get? Did you get the Lisa Horton ones? I have not tried those yet, but I've seen people who've used them and raved about them. Is that what you got? Did you get those? Or did you get the ones from Honeybee? Because those are good too. Hi, Catherine. Girl, perimenopause, Jennifer. Oh, you're killing me. It might be because I'm 42. So that could be it. I had bangs when I was younger. And so I had no business having them then, and I got no business having them now. But nonetheless, they'll grow out, and then they'll be face framing pieces or something cute like that. I'll tell myself. Oh, the Honeybee ones. The Honeybee ones are good too. So, Aggie, how do you sign up? So you would go to my website, which is kellytaylorcards.com, and then you would create an account, and then you can go in and purchase either the introduction to color theory, which is the first class that's in January, or you can get a discount if you purchase the bundle, which is the introduction to color theory, as well as the comprehensive color theory, which that class will be in February. Yeah, they're available for purchase there. If you have any issues, there's a contact me form on there. Just do that and it'll let me know and you can let me know whatever you need help with. You have to try Lisa Horton's. They're super pigmented. No need to double ink blend. Oh, Roberta, you're selling me. You're selling me. Now I might have to put them in my cart. All right. Little ladybugs. Little ladybugs. Their bodies are black, right? See, this is where I need Google. Their bodies are black. What's under the wings? Is under the wings black? It is today. Under the wings is black today, y'all, because I cannot find a picture. Which Lisa Horton ink pads? I've got metallic and I didn't like them. Well, Roberta, that's fair. Okay, so why don't you like them? Now tell me why you don't like them. All right, so this is black. When we're coloring something black, we have to black or dark brown. Thank you. Black dots also. Are they black? I thought they were white. They're black. You guys, it's like I've never seen a ladybug in my life. What am I doing? We just colored all of those white for absolutely no reason whatsoever. All right, but I do this one that is open, like where the wing is open, I do got to color that part white. So I'm going to go in there and get that, and then I'm going to recolor all them dots, because what am I even doing with my life? All right. This little winged part. I was wondering, Jennifer, I was wondering, like, girl, you lost your mind. I was wondering what you was doing. Well, somebody say something. Lord have mercy. See something, say something. All right. So now that part's white. That part's white. And now we're going in with the black. All right. So when two objects lay on top of each other, there's shadow. So we're going to have this shadow here. And then the little head as well. And now we're going to have the outside of those little dots black as well. Oh, Jennifer, it's okay. I'm just teasing you. It's my own fault. I should have looked at one single picture of a ladybug. Well, that wouldn't even have helped me because I just looked at one and it didn't even click in my head then until you guys were like black dots. Yeah, that tracks. All right. So then we do the head and then we do the body. And then we get these little dots. Thought I was going rogue. I was going rogue. I was going rogue. I needed someone to reel me back in. Hysterical. All right. Dot, dot, dot. Don't feel like you have to be crazy, especially on these smaller ones. Like this one, I'm not even going to do two colors. I'm just going to do the black. Because there is no point stressing out about it. There's not enough real estate to tell the difference. If you're coloring the fake ladybugs, they aren't red. They're an orangey color. That's true. I don't know what they're called, but they are like imposter ladybugs. And they're not like a true red. Speaking of a true red, see, now I'm getting all discombobulated because we should have done the red first. I cannot teach you anything. I can't teach you anything if I don't know what I'm doing. All right. We should have done the red first because we color lightest to darkest. Don't do anything that I'm doing. Listen to what I say, not what I do, because I have no idea what's happening. All right. Let's do these wings. Because now it doesn't matter if we color over the dots because we're going to be able to fill them in with black. So it literally will not matter. This is our darkest color. I should have showed you the cap. That one is our darkest color. Now, onto the true red, if I can pull it off. Out of the true red. So I'm going to take this up around. You'll have more real estate for more colors on the larger ladybugs. On the smaller ones, you might only have enough real estate for 3 colors, and that's just fine. Don't stress about it. I color red last because it scares you. I thought maybe she was making highlighted spots for the black dots. I didn't want to tell the artist what she was doing so different. Oh, that's all right. You can tell me. All right, here we go. And now on the other ones, we're going to have to practice the fine art of coloring around things, which is more challenging, but a good lesson still nonetheless. And this is our lightest color. There we go. Okay. Now, before I continue on with these, I'm gonna go in and do what I should have been doing in the first place. There is a chance that you drag the black through. But unfortunately, actually, it doesn't even really seem to be doing that, shockingly. I'm not going right over top of it, but I'm definitely bumping it, and it still seems to be holding its own, which is honestly pretty impressive. So Hi, Brandon. So now I'm not going to go over that black part. I'm just going to color around it. But you do want to make sure that you are going over that R0.6 so that they blend together. Okay. This is one of the only things that I struggle with Olos. And so normally with a Copic marker, when this is happening, what it's like getting super juicy, you can take the end off of the other side and sorry, I'm trying to be quick about it so that I can still use it. So that you can, like, we call it equalizing the pressure, even though they're not pressurized. But it allows the ink to kind of even out within the barrel. Because Olos are a free-flowing ink, there isn't really a way to do that because there's no other side. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take it off the other side. So in the past, when this has happened to me, I have reached out to them, and they have sent me a new one, and they've also said that the newer markers, the way that they're doing them, that should not be an issue. But just so, I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes it happens. Okay. Oh, you guys are talking about the Lisa Horton ones. Yeah. I'm not familiar, so maybe I'll just get one or two to kind of play with. I'm not so much interested in the regular colors because I have like good gold pigment ink. I have good silver pigment ink. Like, I don't need to replace those. But the metallic colors that not everybody else has, I am interested in those. Yes, I'm waiting to see if that's actually true with the new markers. Yeah, so I mean that's something that I guess we're not going to know until they get here. All right. So we did have, obviously, that one kind of bled out a little bit, which is not ideal. Red is the hardest. Like, it's funny that Roberta said that she's scared of it because red is the hardest color to move if you make a mistake with it. So let's look at that. Where is my... If I was an Olo, like, is it down here? Pardon me. I feel like maybe I saw that down here. It's white. I know that. And I was just looking at all of my reinkers. I know I just saw that. Where did I see it at? Did it end up over here? No. I don't know where it is. All right, well, I'm going to use a different colorless blender because I can't find my one for my Olo. I don't really know why. So let's see if we can push. So the trick with the colorless blender is you want to push the ink where you want it to go because it doesn't actually remove the ink. I think that's the only one that really bled out. And so when you do it, you have to give them a second to dry in between. You can't just inundate it with a bunch of moisture because that will just cause it to spread farther. So you have to be very patient. Jennifer, I do also, like, you can absolutely use your white gel pen. See, this is getting lighter, but red's a hard one. Red is a challenging one. So I'm not going to stress about this because we have so many other ones to choose from. So if I need to use it, then I'll figure out a way to fix that at the time. So let's go back to coloring our blacks. So now that I have the top ones colored the way I should have done it in the first place, the way that I should have done it in the first place, I can go in here and add in these. Okay. I should probably get their antennas while I got the black out, huh? I'm sure their antennas are black. They're little dots. The trick for the little areas is you barely want to be touching the paper. You shouldn't be pushing. Like, there should be no pressure on your tip of your marker. You just barely want to be touching. That was a hard lesson for me to learn in the beginning. And it was a large reason why when I was coloring, my ink was bleeding outside of my lines because I was using way, way too much pressure. Okay. And then the C9. You lost me when you said show patience. Oh, I do feel that. I have no choice because I have young children. Okay. I do. For these smaller ones, I'm just going to fill this in. I can feel myself on the border of the coughing fit. Jennifer, yes, they do. They take all of the patience that you have. They take it all. And mine is so, well, I mean, obviously I still have, I have 2 kids, but I have a little, and she is so sassy. So incredibly sassy. Oh, look, that one we forgot. Okay, now back over here. I used all my patience today. My daughter spilled a giant coffee on my dining chair. That's where you got to be exerting that patience. Whew. We're all doing the best we can. Stuff like that, like, fortunately, I'm usually pretty good about. Like, accidents. It's when they start just piling up that I don't know. I can't self-regulate, I guess. Like, when it's like one mess to the next mess to the next mess to the next mess. It's too much for this girl. Okay. we're almost done with our little ladybugs. Oh, gotta get that one. And his little tushy, his little ladybug tushy. Okay. All right. Cute little ladybugs. Obviously, we're not done with them, but we're done with the coloring of them. And when your daughter replicates herself in a 9-year-old, my dad actually, like they talk to you about the parents curse and like, oh, I hope you have a kid just like you. My daughter is so sassy. My father has actually apologized to me. He's like, I'm sorry I put that on you. Sorry I put that on you. All right, so we're good with these. Here's the background that we made. I am gonna do just a little bit of something. I don't know what. Maybe we'll do watching my grown children discipline my grandies. This one really requires patience. So yeah, I'm sure my mother and I had many conversations about parenting. We sometimes saw things differently, All right, so I think that I am going to add just a little bit of shading to the leaves. Maybe I should do a shadow. And no, I don't want to make it more. I don't want to make it more than it needs to be. So I'll just add a little bit of color to them. Nothing crazy. My watch is like, you haven't moved. You haven't moved in an hour. Yes, because I'm busy. I'm busy coloring. Okay. I'm trying very hard to stay on the die cuts. If I go off, I'm not going to be super mad about it because it is the background. Some of these ones, these lighter ones in the center, I'm not going to do the darkest color on. I'm going to leave some lightness in here. This way, maybe. Okay. It's officially cough drop time. Oh, good, Jennifer. I'm glad that you're feeling confident. Okay. So you don't have to color the whole thing because we're not going to see the whole thing. That is one of my toxic traits. Like, I'm a completist. So even though I know I'm not going to see the whole thing, sometimes I can't help but color the whole thing. And it's unnecessary. There we go. And just so you know, when you color over Perfect Pearls, it doesn't lose its shine. It still stays shiny. Okay. And the 1.6. My granddaughters are learning from you also from the class in Altoona. Oh, that's so fun. Yeah, I have a couple of Altoona classes that are out there. They still do them, though they've moved to like the retreat style for a lot of it. But I did one for them not too long ago. Last year or two. Where what was it? We did a marker class. It was fun. They're great. Okay. Okay. We're almost there. Okay. The last color. Well, Lori, I'm glad you're looking forward to the class. I am also looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good one. I know a lot of people struggle with color theory. And then hopefully, we'll be able to continue to have classes. All right. So I think those are cute. I'm happy with that. We're going to have our little ladybugs in there. Okay. So now we need our dies for our ladybugs. Hi, Mary. Oh, I must be running late. If Mary's here, it means she's out of school. This one has legs. This one has legs. This one has wings. Okay. And what did we do with the other one? I said I was going to set it aside, people. And then there it is. Okay, so we're die cutting that as well. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, they might be too. I think those ones are too fat to sit next to each other. Oh, so were you, aren't you? I stamped them too close together. That's all right. Let's see if we can get these two. There we go. Oh, I think my little guy moved over here. Just double check him. There we go. Oh, Lori, that's so nice. What a wonderful gift. All right, so now that's that. This is going to be our window here, and then these are here. And then what are we going to do for our banner? I feel like we ought to just commit to it being red, honestly. Because we're going to have the white on the outside, the red. I think I want to use the Happy Valentine's Day. So let me see which one will fit on that best. This bottom one. Okay. And do I have a little scrappy scrap? Come on now. Nope, not long enough. What about you? Are you long enough? Yeah, you're kind of dark. Nope. All right, I'm going to have to just feel, I'm just going to have to use, which one? Well, Poppy's clearly the winner. So this cardstock is Poppy by Spellbinders. Alrighty. So I think I'm going to heat emboss my sentiment and then die cut it out. There we go. Color a piece of white. Yes, Hockey, I absolutely could do that. But I think I want to use this as my border for my card. So I would be using it anyway, but I am going to... What is going on here? I've got magnets all over the place. So I am going to make sure I stamp it a little farther. Hello, sir. A little farther up so that I have my edges intact. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, because I'm going to do I think I'm going to do the Bugs and Kisses and then do the Happy Valentine's Day on the outside of the card. Okay. And we'll set that there for now. And then where is our... I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to stamp this up here just in black because I want to do the little Bugs and Kisses in the background. I think that'll be cute. There's also the You're My Little Love Bug. Bugs and Kisses. All right, you're cute. We're going to do the Bugs and Kisses black. And then I think I'm going to do it probably the same like color green. But nonetheless, we're going to stamp it black first so we can get it out of the way. We're going to do it 2 times because you know I like a bold black. Okay, there's that one. I'm so bad about cleaning my stamps. There we go. So I'm going to grab this one. Where's my other piece of tape? There we go. Okay, now that one can go back over here to be die cut. And then this one, we are going to heat emboss. I'm not exactly sure where I'm stamping, so I'm just going to be very generous. One and 2. Oh, I forgot. When we were cleaning the other day, I lost my my little cheat sheet that I use to pour my embossing powder. Come on. There we go. Okay. There's that. Okay. Now I wait for this to cool down. Okay. And then I typically just wipe it on my pants to get rid of the excess powder. Is that clear or white embossing powder? It's white embossing powder. And then we will grab our little banner. These are all like my used and well-loved little bits of tape. Okay. All right. Now I think we have everything for our die cutting. So oh, see, I couldn't find it before, and that's because I left it down here. That's why I couldn't find it before. All right. do my banner. This is the benefit of the extra long boards, like the extra long cutting plates, is you can do kind of like the two for one. Oh, it's going in sideways. I can feel it. There we go. Is that the banner die that is meant to pop up? Yes, this banner die does pop up. Okay. Looks like we're good on both of those. And now I will do the one that will give me the little pieces parts, because this one I actually have to do twice. Once we do it this first time, then I'll have to go back in and cut out the rest of the ladybugs. So I'm just gonna thank you. I gotta pop out all my little guys so that way we can reline them and do it again. I'm just putting them in that same container that I had the leaves in, just to keep track of them. But they are quite cute. See, look at that little guy. He's adorable. All right, so now I got to go through and there we go. This little guy. That guy. Nope. That guy is that guy. And then this guy. Which of this one we don't even know if we're going to be using, since we had a little marker situation there. And our last little one. See, this is the part about lives, which I don't know, maybe you guys don't mind, but I like, this is the part in my videos that I always cut out because I'm like, nobody wants to watch that. Nobody wants to watch you line up all your stuff and die cut all this, but maybe that's not true. Maybe I'm making assumptions. All right, so that was the last one. This can go there. I'm going to bring back my little Hi, Linda. Oh, this is the only thing about wearing dark nail polish that's like a little questionable, is that when you need to peel something off, like there's always the risk you're gonna transfer it. But thanks to my Hashimoto's, my nails are breaking like crazy. So it's 78 there. That's so nice. I'm jealous. Well, I shouldn't even say. Today is a nice day for us. For Cleveland, it's 51. I don't think Mother Nature knows what's going on. All right. So don't get your nail polish on this white cardstock. So this is going to be our window for our shaker. And then obviously this white piece, like I'll just save for another card because it's adorable. So then here, this will sit on here and we'll have our little leaves all framed in, love. And then we have our little banner. And the banner does, so the top, this part folds back, and then this part folds forward. So back and then forward. And then it does give it that little edge so that it will pop up. Okay. And then this will go down here. Okay, I like that. That's cute. And then we'll put our little bugs and kisses in there. And then we'll do our little ladybugs. I think these ones were the ones that have their little wings open. Maybe we'll put those on top. So another little guy there. Maybe we should do the ones inside. So they're kind of, so we do this one here and then that one there. Come with me, little friend. And then this guy here, except these ones are on top. And then we do these ones maybe like that. So we have a lot, but then those ones are on the top. And then we have our little shaker bits in there as well. Right? I think that would be cute. But do we need... Do I like this to be matted? Do I like this to be matted? I do like this to be matted. Why do I even pretend like I don't? What's wrong with me? I don't even know why I pretend like I don't, because I do. I am who I am. I got to trim this down. And because we have this little bit centered, we're going to trim it. We got to trim it from each side. So right now it's 4 1/4. So I'm going to trim off 1/8 of an inch. That's the scoring one. So 1/8 of an inch here. And then an 1/8 of an inch here. And then same thing here. Let me look at this on the... I think I need to do one more. I think I need to do one more 1/8 of an inch. I do, on the bottom. Okay. And now we shall see. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. But that also means I have to trim this one down. Otherwise, my mat is going to be green. It's going to be green and not white. So I am going to glue the ones I want to be on the bottom before I trim them off. So this guy is going to be on the bottom. This guy is going to be on the bottom. That guy's going to be on top. This guy's going to be on the bottom. Okay. So this guy, I think right here, I think I'm going to put him on the bottom and let him just kind of be part of the, let's see, I probably have to. Yeah. Right. And this is the mowed lawn from the right hand side because that's going to be darker, and then I'll add the twisted citron from the left hand side because that's the lighter area. Okay, now, yeah, there we go. So I'm thinking, what do we do with our here there? Because you know that I am not about to leave these white. There is 0% chance, in fact. So this looks like it's pretty dark all through here. Okay. I got it. We got a, where did I get that rag from again? So those are the crafty clean up cloths from scrapbook.com. I have them linked in most of my videos, Lori. And when I'm done here with this one, I will have them linked once I never do my supply list beforehand because, we never know when things are going to change and we have to pivot. So, I typically try to wait to do my supply list until after the card is done and I know all of the things we've actually used. All right. So now that we've made our ladybugs disappear, I do still want to add some detail to them, even though they're going to be on the inside. I still want them to look their best. So some shimmers on the ladybugs. And then some white highlights. We're going to do little dots on the antennas as well as on their little bodies. Doop, doop. So they are looking adorable. And now we need our acetate. I have just scrap, this is scrap acetate. And because we have, I just need a piece big enough to cover that gap. We do still have to trim this. So let's do that before we forget. Where did I put there it is. All right. So this I don't have to be necessarily as particular with, because you're not going to see the majority of it. So it doesn't really, we just need it to be trimmed down enough that you can't see it through. For around the mat. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And so this one, I might as well cut it while I'm in here. How wide are you? That's good. We're just eyeballing it. It's fine. I bought some acetate, sheet acetate a few years ago, but before that I bought the cake form acetate rolls. Oh yeah, to wrap them around the cake for the icing and stuff. All right. Where is this piece? There it is. It was stuck. I'm like, I know I just trimmed something off. Where did it go? Okay. So I am going to, this is my acetate to cover up and make our window. I'm going to use some dry adhesive for that. Because I just find that is it sticks a little bit easier. Hello. Okay. And then I can peel that off. I have problems with the dust accumulation on my acetate as soon as I take one out. Yeah, I probably do as well. I just, my answer to everything is just to wipe it on my pants. But it's not staticky or anything. At least mine isn't. So then I'm going to put this down. We want to make sure that we're covering up the entirety of the window. And we can press that into place. And then we're just going to double check that. That's very cute. And it will go on our little red card mat like that. Very cute. It's almost like like a terrarium or something, like looking in the like through the glass at the little like ladybugs. All right. So now that we have that done, I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to double check this before I push it down. I want to make sure everything is in the correct spot. Actually, I think it needs to be up a little bit higher. Okay, I'm going to check again. And then we do still have to glue this down, the bugs and kisses. And then we'll have one little guy there, one little guy here, and our little Happy Valentine's Day. Am I going to be happy with that? Yeah, I think that'll be cute. I almost have a little bit of regret about coloring this green. Should I do? This is where my husband is like, walk away, Kelly. Walk away. Don't do what you're going to do. And I'm over here like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Because I have to know if I would have liked that better. Oh, see, now that's, now look at, see, now when I scooted it over there and it outside again, we're going to see if the white would be better. And I cannot change that. All right. I still even have my other stamp. Wrong one. This one. Well, I'm good. I'm glad I'm in good company because like when you just know, like when you have a suspicion it would look better a different way, like unless I'm up against it, like, and I need the card, like I'm on my way to a baby shower and I need the card right now, like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. All right, let's try this one again. But I will tell you that I am not going to bring that big thing back up here again. I will be going to the floor to do the die cutting. So, BRB. Okay. Now, let's bring this little guy back so we can see what we're looking at. And I do, but I don't. I don't like, I don't think I like either one of them. All right. So what happens if we just take them both out and then we just do the ladybugs? Now maybe we need more ladybugs, but luckily we colored 1 million. And so we have more ladybugs to put in there. if we need them. Maybe we do three on top, 3 on bottom. That's 6. I don't like that. Jennifer, yes and no. Correct. That is, so maybe, no, maybe a little guy up here, maybe. Let's move you down. Let's poke you. Let's poke you from the side. See if we can readjust you. So, yeah, I think just ladybugs is going to be where we're at. I think we're good with that. Okay. Yeah, and then yeah, we haven't even put in our filler yet. So let's commit to this ladybug because we still got to blend her in. You, unfortunately, are a no. It's a no from me, dog. Okay. So this one we decided was over here. Let me double check that before I need to turn it just slightly because it's at the same angle as the other one. And I don't like that. That is better. Okay. It's like an infestation, a ladybug infestation. Okay. I just got to blend this one in. I can't just be out here in the world. Okay. Also, got to give her the old razzle dazzle. Okay. So those ones are good. These ones we can put on after the fact. Now the static is in effect. Okay. So now I pulled out like a couple of different ones because this has like red ink. This is actually a Christmas one. But I don't know. Some of the bugs have more white space than others. I missed why. Some of the bugs have more white space than others. I am confused. What is the white space? So anyway, this one is Christmas, and I don't necessarily love the green in there. So then I was like, maybe I should just go with just neutral, like just white. And then this one, I don't love the blue, but it does have the red in it. Or I could go with the, hold on, let me grab it. The little XOXOs. Maybe these are the best option. Maybe some of these and just the clear sequins. Let's do that. All right, we gotta foam this up. So for the foams, there's these guys. Okay, World's Best Foam Tape from Pear Blossom Press. It's already doubled, so it's perfect. This one also already doubled. This is from scrapbook.com. Would highly recommend either of them. I am going to use the one from scrapbook.com because my sides are a little thin and this one is thinner. But then this is going to keep all our bips and bobs in. So you want to go right up against it, because if you don't go right up against it, then can you hear Emma shaking her? She like woke up from her mid-afternoon nap. If you don't go right up against it, then your pieces parts will fall out. And we don't want that. Okay, there we go. Now, because I am using the thinner one, I will have to do 2 down here. So what I like to do is I go right up against the edge here, and then I take it all the way down to here, and then I just slide through so that it butts up right up against it. This one matters a little bit less because it's not holding our bips and bobs in. It is just evening out our panel. So now that we have our panel, normally I would put my things in here and then I would flip this over on top of it like a lid. But because this isn't straight and I want to be able to line it up where so you can still see the red, I am actually going to put my bits and bobs in here. And also, I am terrible at knowing when it's going to be too full, because I like to put a lot in there. I regret not buying those scissors during the HB sale. Girl, there'll be another sale. They are good scissors. They are. I actually got mine in a holiday sale, and it came with like the detail scissors, the guillotine trimmer, those scissors, and well, it was well worth the dollars. All right. Clear sequence. Okay, so now I do have to spread this out because otherwise all of my things will be stuck in one spot. And we don't want that. Okay. All right, so now I can peel this off. Staticky. I'm going to put some liquid adhesive on here because I cannot trust myself to get it right the first time. Hard lessons learned. And then I tell you guys this in my videos, but now you're actually going to get to see it because you're going to be looking right at my midsection, because I like to stand up so that I can see exactly where this is going to go and I can get it straight. Okay. Then once I'm happy with it, I can put it on, make sure everything is adhered, and then see, even then I have a couple, look at, like, these ones are stuck right here. Sometimes you just got to shake them violently until they come loose. But look at how cute. Those little X's and O's and little hearts, those are darling. Cute, cute, cute. All right, so now we have our little Happy Valentine's Day down here at the bottom. We're going to have our other ladybugs up here. Did I do it all the way up there? I think I did it down here. I think I did it like that. So now, do I just leave these white or do I color the outlines green? I think I have to leave them white because I don't really know what what the background's going to look at any given second because of the little shaker bits. But we are going to fancy these up. You know that we are. All right. So now I'm going to use a little piece of this foam tape to go underneath this because it is lifted. And so I want it to be secure. And then I'm going to add, yeah, I think we're all in agreement. White, right? Yeah. Okay. We'll leave them white. So then I'm going to peel this off. Get this straight. I'm going to adhere those. And there we go. So this is still popped up, but it's nice and secure. So now, where's my lid? Let's make our ladybugs fancy. Okay. And we're, of course, going to do our little white gel pen. So you could do these, you know, just whatever way makes your heart happy. And you could leave them like that. And am I going to leave them like that? No, I'm not going to leave them like that because who am I even? But before we get into the other things, if I'm going to embellish anything, now is the time. So let's see. Does it even need anything though? Because it's got the shaker bits. But when the shaker bits are down, no, it's still pretty cute even with the shaker bits down. I think I'll leave them. I was going to maybe do some like little gems in between here, but I think with the shaker bits, that's probably, we probably have enough going on. All right, so I'm going to add some glitter to my outside ladybug. I am going around the dots. Cute, cute, cute. So you can see the glitters on our little ladybugs. And then for the dots, oh, I gotta find my, see, we were cleaning and now all my stuff's discombobulated, but that's okay. This is my glossy accents needle. And I'm going to do just little dots of the glossy accents right on the dots. Right on those ladybugs, little polka dots. You could also do the head or the antennas. Maybe I'll do the antennas too. Swoop. One last one. So cute. So obviously those are not dry yet, but when they will be, you'll have two different textures there. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I tap my bottle out, or I will be super sad the next time I go to use it. Okay. All right. So let us go back. Here I am. Hello. Long time no see. It's only been like, I don't know, 2 hours or so. But I think she came out super cute. And who doesn't love a shaker card? Adorable. And then, like I said, if it all goes down, still very cute. Lots of ladybugs. And I think the little dye trick, like to make the leaves into the background, I think it worked really well for us. And then now, like, if you were a person who had more time to create, I don't, because it's almost time to go get my little one. But you could use, why can't I find it? I said, oh, you'll be able to save this and use it for another card. I said that right out loud. Do you guys remember me saying that? And then I've done something with it. But anyway, we have the extra pieces parts. Like we have extra leaves and ladybugs that you could use the positive side of this to create another card, because you already have all the pieces done. Know what I'm saying? And you already got a sentiment, for God's sake. We could make a whole nother card. But we're not going to, because this one already took us 2 hours, and that's, I think, as much as we have time for today. But if you have hung out this whole time, I genuinely appreciate your time. I know that your time is precious, and I appreciate you spending it with me. I hope that you are inspired to make yourself a sweet little shaker card and use your die cuts a little differently to get a little different background, maybe. But yeah, so that is it. That's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate you, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. Okay, bye.